there was a rumor, a story going round that there was going to be a new, and I use the word new very specifically, tag team, the new Midnight Express, and there was eventually it would be Bart Gunn and Bob Holly, Bodacious Bart and the other one. I can't remember the other nickname. And originally it was
Bodacious
suggested,
Bart.
was it Bodacious, Bombastic Bob? That's what it was.
Oh, Bombastic Bob.
It was one of those. They were alliterative. I know that. But originally, it was supposedly said that you and Edge were going to be the new Midnight Express. Is there any truth to that?
I didn't hear that until several years later. I had no idea. No one ever came to me with that idea or anything like that. It might have been spoken about, you know what I mean? But I never heard of it up until probably, gosh, almost maybe 7, 8 years later after the fact. Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't even know that was happening. I had no clue that people were discussing that. I think it was Edge that told me originally, but it was years later.
So, did you ever hear of any other? Because obviously you become the porn star character Val Venus, but
Mhm.
were you ever told that you may become something else that never made it to TV, or was that the only thing?
No, that was the only thing. The only time that they mentioned that we'll figure something else out was when they first presented the character to me, and it was Vince McMahon that had called me. I was still wrestling in Mexico. He called me early in the morning from Connecticut, and he said, "Hey, we have this character. We want to make sure you feel comfortable with it."
Mhm.
And he spelled it out for me, Venis, which kind of was like, what Venis? You understand what's going on here, kind of. And he goes, now, Val Venus was a former film star turned pro wrestler. Now, the first thing that pops in my head is Hogan, Jesse Ventura. That's already been done.
Mm.
And then Vince McMahon goes, it's actually in a former adult film star turned pro wrestler. And that's when I was like, okay, now I get it. This has not been done before. This could be great. And I love the idea as soon as it came out of his mouth. And then he told me, think on it for 24 hours. Make sure you feel comfortable playing the character, because if you don't feel comfortable playing that character of a former porn star turned pro wrestler, then the character's not going to work. And we don't want to waste time and money and investing in something that isn't going to work because you don't feel comfortable playing it. You got to feel comfortable playing it. If you don't feel comfortable with this, let us know so we can figure out something else to present to you. And that's the only time that WWF ever. I mean, they wanted to make sure I was comfortable playing it.
Mm.
They wanted to make sure all the weight for success was on that side of success. And me not feeling comfortable playing a character, that could take a little weight away from the success side of things and put it on the side of things that's contradictory to success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, but I felt comfortable as soon as he said it was a former porn star turned pro wrestler. I was like, hell yeah, I'm in. I am so in.
I would read that as in, if you're not comfortable with this character, oh, we'll figure out something else. But in my mind, while you were saying that, I was reading it, if you're not comfortable with this character, your ass is back to Mexico.
Could have been. Could have been. Yeah, that could be very true. Now, at that point in time, they had signed me to a contract. So, they had to pay me. So that, you had to put the weight where it is. The fact that they had to pay me no matter what anyway at that point. They're probably trying to look for some way to monetize me. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, that could absolutely, hey, if you're not feeling comfortable with this character, you can stay down in Mexico. I mean, the amount of money they were paying me, I'm sure if they just wanted to cut that, it wouldn't have mattered to them one iota.